Okay, let's get into the stock charts. We're going to use technical analysis to help us find trade ideas and trade setups. Today, we're going to start to look at, some of these other sectors because I'm looking at the heat map today. Relatively broad market participation on the rally in the last, really yesterday and today. I'm seeing kind of broad market participation. So that's breadth. That's the breadth of the market rally is actually increasing. That is bullish for sure to see that because previously we only had a couple stocks doing all the rallying. It was really the FANG stocks and Nvidia. And we're seeing some of the others play catch up right now. The FANG stocks are relatively muted. They're kind of flat. I mean, they're up definitely, but just in general, broad market participation. So what I want to do today is start off with some of these other sectors, and maybe we'll find some dogs in the rally. Because again, if the rally is going to continue, I don't want to be long the tech stocks. They're that's kind of a crowded trade at this point. I'd rather look for stocks that have been beaten down, they're at support, and they have the opportunity to rally. So I'm going to be focused on some of that recently. Today I threw out a trade idea to the private member group. So far that's working. It's profitable, so we'll continue to look for those. All right, XLP, I'm on the weekly chart right now. This is the weekly uptrend that I have. You can see it's support, and here's the week right now. It looks like we dipped below this trend line and we're closing right on it. So we can kind of verify that trend line on the weekly now due to the fact that we have 3 data points. So still holding bullish trend there. Looking at the daily, there you go. Basically, like we broke down, but we're definitely at resistance because you did break this trend line. You've rallied into the 200-day and you're at resistance. But on the weekly, it looks like we're holding that support. So I suspect that, come Monday, this thing could rally. I'm not going to take a position on it into the weekend at the end of the day. I'd rather look to see how next week continues. But something to look at there is, and this is consumer staples. Okay, moving on, XRT. This is retail. This one's been beat up pretty good. You can see here on the daily chart, it's been trending lower. This looks completely different than the tech sector as of right now. Up today, obviously, strong day today, 4% is pretty strong of a day. Let's see if we can find any trend lines here. On the daily, we definitely have a trend line to watch. It's not that well defined, to be honest. If I go off the highs there, I think marking it about there is a little cleaner. So a little work to do on that trend line. No technical breakouts or anything like that, so nothing's technically changed. We do have bullish divergence. Here it is, starting to confirm. It's not fully confirmed. You can see the PPO is looking like it wants to have a bullish PPO crossover, but not fully confirmed. And then the RSI does have that bullish divergence as well. So bullish divergence, we have a downtrend to potentially watch for a breakout and a buy signal. No buy signal yet. You need to see that breakout for the buy signal. If you get that, you're likely going to run up to the 200, and there's some horizontal resistance right here. It's right about there. I think you run up and hit that 64, possibly continuing on, but again, no buy signal yet, so we'll just keep an eye on that one. Okay, KRE. This is your regional banks. This sector really got decimated earlier when the bank sector, when we were having bank issues, and I can't say without definitively that those bank issues are over, but let's just go ahead and look at the chart. KRE, you can draw a trend line. You have a potential trend line coming off the highs right here, so that's a potential target, would be up there. Recently, there's some price action right here where we were starting to hold kind of a trend line resistance. Moving up today, the major thing is you have pretty clean, strong bullish divergence on the daily momentum indicator. So to me, that indicates that a trend reversal is likely, potentially a bear market rally in this sector. So you've got a downtrend line to watch. To me, it looks like we could rally up there and even possibly rally up to big resistance overhead right here at about, if I roll out, you can see it's right there, 56, 91, 57, somewhere right in there is big resistance. So that's the potential upside targets, downtrend line and that horizontal resistance and the 200-day moving average if you're bullish on that one. Going down to the hourly, You can see that we basically starting to make an uptrend line. So I would just track that trend line. Essentially buying at support is, a low risk trade. Right now, not at support, but, if you dip down and buy at support, that would be an objective area to go long, or a breakout of resistance. We had this double top. It's kind of this top right in here. Not a lot of reactions, and we're kind of starting to break out from there, but potential right there. So again, I think you continue higher from here, and I think you're likely going to run up and then hit that downtrend line. That's a move from where we're at now of about 13-14%. So there's a possible trade. And IWM has obviously been sold off quite a bit with those banks, because there's a lot of banks in the IWM. You can see today, that looks like a breakout to me, to be honest. Or at a minimum, run up and back test this trend line resistance. That was kind of former support here. Okay, you can see support and then it was resistance. So I think there's probably in the short term some more upside in IWM, possibly another 3% to that trend line. We'll have to see where it goes from there. But, we had this big sideways trading range right here, and today it's breaking out. So that is bullish for sure in the IWM. Okay, let's take a look at wheat. This one, obviously, we've been long for a while. A little early on it, of course, but technically it still looks fine from a technical setup. Bullish falling wedge, still intact. It's been compressing within that wedge. You can see the volatility has actually been getting less and less because we've been compressing within this bullish falling wedge. Divergences are bullish, all right? Bullish divergences moving higher. And you can see that in the last couple days, they broke it down below support just briefly, and the buyer stepped in and we're pushing it back to the top of the wedge. So no breakout. We need to see this breakout. We're kind of at the apex of the wedge, so I would think it's going to happen soon, but need to see it. Technically, everything looks fine for the long on this position from my perspective. Okay, gold miners. So gold miners pulling back a little today. Again, bigger picture, we still have this uptrend line. All right, support, support, support. And they stepped in a little early right there. I did talk about that, where I saw that they stepped in early and they could still come down and hit that trend line. So maybe that's going to happen. I don't exactly know. I know that we have an uptrend line, and that's what we're continuing to track. I'm not in love with it. I'm not in love with this trade with the gold miners long. I think it's, worth a shot, but take your position sizes accordingly, because it's not the cleanest looking trade. And at the end of the day, even the cleanest looking trade is not guaranteed to work out, guys. We find trades with high probabilities, with the charts telling us where the likely direction is going to be. Take a position and manage risk. That managed risk part is, if we get the trade wrong, we take our lumps, we stop out, we move on to the next trade. And we never have a position size that's so large that it wipes you out. So that's all about how you manage risk. That's really critical. Okay, Mastercard and Visa. These ones still look like a short. You can see negative divergence on the daily chart. All right, so as price has been moving higher, momentum has been moving lower. All right, we have support that we were watching through here. Broke support. Backtest one, kind of fell down. They're ramping it up the last couple days, but still no technical change. We're still below the trend line. So it's sell the rip. I think we're going to continue to head lower. Now, yeah, we could run up and do another backtest, but as of right now, we're below the trend line. If you recover the trend line, can hold that, then it's a false breakdown, a bear trap. You want to stop out. Otherwise, we should sell down from here and continue lower as we start a downtrend line. So that's Mastercard. And then Visa looks pretty much the same. You can see Visa had this trend line right here, support, support. Right there you broke, and basically coming in for a back test right now, okay? So that's objective, I think, in my opinion, for a short. Doesn't guarantee it's going to work, but it's at resistance, and you broke trend, you're rallying into resistance. That's an objective area to short. You want to short at resistance, go long at support. That's objective there. Negative divergences have been building for a while on this one. So again, I'd be looking for the move down. All right, down to the 200 for the next move, and then probably going to break, but ultimately at a minimum down to the 200. From where we're at right now, that's a drop of, let me get my right tool. That's a drop of about 6.5% or so. Okay, so that's an objective short right there at resistance, and yeah, it's recovered the trend line, but again, it's close enough to call that resistance. Something kind of similar is Win. Again, broke down yesterday from the support shelf. And you can see broke down today, rallying up for a back test. Not able to recover it with another 10 minutes to go. I don't think it's likely they're going to recover it. So that, as of right now, is an objective short area. Now they recover it, and yeah, you got a false breakdown. But again, you have negative divergences, so it tells me that this is likely going to continue down minimum to the 200-day moving average, and about that 89.15 area looks like an area of support, somewhere right in there. Okay. Yeah, but actually I got it about 87.50. It's anywhere from 89.15 down to 87.50. It's kind of a range. Okay, so that's that one. Probably sell off next week. And DraftKings, we're watching this for a sell signal. No sell signal yet, just within this bearish rising wedge, negative divergence. No breakdown of trend, so no sell signal yet. So just that's on watch. I don't see much else going on, guys. I mean, there's just kind of this continued float higher in the tech stocks. Although there is broad market participation today, we'll see what's if that's going to continue. I pointed out a couple long trades, a couple short trades, and we'll just continue to hunt for additional trade setups. Okay, guys, I'm going to wrap up. I'll catch you on the live stream tomorrow morning.